In this tutorial, we're going to look at 37 plus free widgets and extensions plus other stuff that the Exclusive Addons for Elementor plugin gives you for free. So if you like free add-ons for Elementor, this is a great one. Check out this video to see what it offers. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I try to answer them the best I can. My name is Bjorn Allpass in WP Learning Lab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. If you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get started. Exclusive Addons for Elementor has a free version, which you can get in the repository to try it out. It has 36 free widgets and extensions in the free version. They're all listed down below here, right here. 37 actually, according to this list, and 36 up here. So one of those is probably right, 36 or 37. Let's check the numbers actually. 33 plus 4, 37. So there's 37, and you can click on each of these to see what they look like. You can try them out on your site, or you can just watch this video as well. The free version also has 3,000 free icons, unlimited section nesting, meaning you can put sections inside of sections if that's something you need to do. And it's lightweight and fast, as lightweight and fast as it can be as an Elementor add-on, because Elementor is not the fastest page builder out there. So put this on top of Elementor. This might be light and fast, but with Elementor, it's not the fastest because Elementor is not the fastest. And all the widgets have the customization options you're used to with Elementor, which is lots of options. And there's also a pro version, which has 49 additional widgets and extensions. And we're going to take a look at them on their website, because this is, and I could show you me building them all and investigating each one in Elementor, but then that will be a 3-hour video. What you really want is the quick and dirty. How does this look? What does it actually do on my site? So to do that, we're going to go to exclusiveaddons.com. This is where you'd get the paid version. You can see the pricing on this page here. We'll come back to that later. If you go to home, you can see more information about the plugin, both the free version and the pro version. And if we go to widgets and extensions, we can actually compare the free and the paid versions. Here is a big list of everything the plugin does, both free and paid. So I encourage you to come to this page, exclusiveaddons.com/widgets, and you will see a free icon or a free inlay on the ones that are free. And the ones that come with pro, it will say pro. So we're going to go through all the free ones in this video, and then I'll make another video going through all the pro ones. So first, let's take a look at the categories. There are general widgets. All of those are free. Not true. Some are free, some are pro. There's dynamic post widgets, where we have some free and some pro again. Form widgets, one free, one pro. WooCommerce widgets, those are all pro. Header footer widgets, those are all pro. Exclusive features, one is free, the rest are pro. And those are our buckets. Those are our big main categories. So let's go through each one of these and see what they actually do and how they look. Starting with this first row, I'm just going to open all these in a new tab, or a new tab each. And we'll start with Modal Popup, and we'll go from left to right. Then we'll go on the next row, next row, next row, always going left to right. So Modal Popup, we have documentation for each of these. Let's see how that looks. Pretty thorough documentation with screenshots. Looks like on the left-hand side here, we've got documentation for pretty much all the widgets. Free widgets and then paid ones, pro ones down here. Looks like documentation for everything. So that's nice. And the Modal Popup is just what you'd think. You click on a button and we have a pop-up. In this case, it's an image, for example, 1. Modal 2 is an image gallery where it has multiple images. Number 3 is a gallery with content, so you have images and text down below. You can also have videos in here. Here's a YouTube video example, Vimeo example, self-hosted video like on Amazon S3, for example. External page, this is pretty neat. It opens a different website. It opens a page external to your site in the Modal Popup. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. So that's the Modal Popups. And then we have info boxes. And these are just boxes with info. These ones are not lined up. That might be the style they're going for. I'm not sure. But that's adjustable instead of Elementor, obviously. And here we have info boxes that are lined up. And here's some more. And the different styles are ones you can pre-choose, like the icon styles with the circle. This circle here is actually animated. You can see it shifting shape. So it's not really a circle. It's like an amorphous blob, I guess. So that's the style you're selecting, but then you have to customize everything with the colors and text and stuff. These are pretty neat. All variations of the same theme. I do like these ones where it animates the circle. It's harder to see than the one I hover on, but when I hover off of it or go off of it, you can clearly see the dynamic changing in the shape. I like that. It really stands out. One's nice and clean. That's pretty cool. Right now I prefer the shape-shifting ones. Something pretty unique. A lot of different style options. Some of these you'd not pick as a style. So some of them are very similar. Like style 11 is pretty similar to style 9. You'd just be adjusting margins and changing how the icon looks and stuff like that to make style 11. There's a lot of customizability with all the widgets in Elementor and exclusive add-ons. And so not all of them will be ones you pick and get exactly this. Some of them kind of get you in the ballpark. Then you have to tweak things and customize things to make them look how you want. And there's a lot of examples here. So that's the info box. The accordion widget is an accordion, which means you can click the plus or minus to open a content area, and that's how it looks. Different styles. This one has images and buttons and headlines in the accordion section. I like that to give a lot of content, a lot of information in there. Style 3 is with colored headings. These are all pretty slick. And this one here, really the accordion is what you get. The image on the right, whenever you see something that looks really highly designed like this, if you select the accordion, it doesn't pop this image in. You have to go and find an image on your own and put it in here and have it half the section and have the accordion on the other half. And we're just looking at how the accordion works, because that's really what the widget is, not that extra image. This one's nice and minimalist. I like that one. So you can change these however way you like to fit with your design. All kinds of different ways to display accordions. This one's even without any indicators, no plus or minus, showing you can shrink them or expand them. Don't like that very much. I prefer to have a visible signal for people so they know you can do something, like this little chevron here that goes up and down. So that's the accordion widget. And if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button, because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure to click like if you like this video. Then we have the alert message. These are alert messages. You can press the X, they disappear. And then when you refresh the page, they come back. So it doesn't cookie your browser or anything. They're just there for that individual session that you're on that page. There's different styles of these. They're all pretty much the same, just a box with an alert and an X. And some colors. I like these full color ones, they really stand out. But it really depends on your site design, which one you choose to go with. And these ones I've never seen before. Let's press done. Goes away. Let's press cancel. It should be cancel, but that's not spelled right. But I've never seen one with done and cancel instead of an X. Kind of like that. And then we have the next row. Animated text, button, call to action, and card. Let's see how those look. Animated text. I like how it's a different color in here. This takes the animated headline from Elementor to a new level because it doesn't really have these fade in options or anything like that. I do like the animated text. Just has, it's kind of the same reason I like that blob on the info boxes that changes shape. Just adds a little bit of dynamic content to a site without overwhelming you. It's very subtle. It doesn't really knock you out with how crazy it is. See, one like this, I prefer to have load just once. Kind of zooms in its bright colors, so that'll get annoying if it's running over and over and over. So you can probably set it to just run one time after someone scrolls to that position. Here's one with different font styles. I like that different font in there. So that's the animated text widget. Then we also have a button widget. These are buttons, as you can imagine. Just different effects for buttons. You have the hover color sliding in from the left. You can probably change that to go from the right, top, or bottom. inside the settings. Here we have half the button coming in. Yet more effects. All different ways to just make your site stand out and be a little more unique. This one you don't see very often. It pops out and then goes away like that. That's pretty cool. And when you're building these buttons, you can just scroll through all the different effects, and then you just pick the one that you like and the one that fits with your brand and your site. So the button widgets, call to action widgets, where you're getting someone to hopefully do something that you want them to, like download something, request a quote, sign up for something, read a specific blog post or something, just some kind of call to action to have someone on your site take an action. And they look like this. Basically, they're just boxes that stand out. If your whole site looked like this wouldn't stand out. So you want to have a call to action be contrasting to the rest of your site so it stands out. Like these oranges, for example. Stands out quite a bit if you just have text on your site. Different styles for that. You can also easily create these just with Elementor itself, to be honest. This one here, you just need a section with one column in the middle, put margin on the sides, add a box shadow, and round the corners and put your content in there. So some of these, even though having them pre-built makes it faster, you can still build a few of these on your own with Elementor if you really wanted to. That's the call to actions. The card widget, this has different ways of displaying cards. These ones showing WooCommerce products. I click on details, where does it go? Nowhere. On your site, it would go somewhere. I just want to see if here, if it go to a WooCommerce listing, but it doesn't in this case. More cards. And more with image hover effects. I like how the button is below the outline box. Just looks cooler. Something different. When you see lots of websites every day, it's nice to see things are a little bit different sometimes. Those ones stand out quite a bit. Which sometimes is good depending on your site and your design. And these card widgets are also something you can build on your own. It's just something that goes a whole lot faster when you're using them pre-built. And these are free. These come with the free plugin. So there's no reason not to speed up your workflow because that just makes your projects go faster. COVID-19 countdown timer, dual button, dual heading. I don't know what this is going to be. Case counts and things for, in this case, COVID-19, but it really could be anything. You could have this be for the flu season every year. You could have this be for anything where you have various stats that you're counting and collecting. And this would be even cooler if it had a map with specific locations and their case counts. Here's a searchable table. Let's just put Canada in here and 0 new cases. That's not accurate, nor is the total cases. But we're not looking at this widget for the accuracy of its COVID numbers. We're looking at it for its usability. And I really like how when you start typing, it starts refining the search in real time. Not only from the beginning, so car searches for Caribbean islands, but Madagascar also has car in it. So does Nicaragua, has car in it. So it searches for car in anywhere in the name, which is pretty cool, not just the beginning. Another data table. This time we can filter by continent and also by search. But when I click on Europe, I can still search for Canada, and Canada's not in Europe. So that's not, I don't know, is that good or bad? I'm not sure. It seems to me if you pick Europe, you should only be searching in Europe. But maybe I've got that wrong. You also scroll through the whole table. A lot of data there. So that's the COVID-19 widget, which again doesn't have to be for COVID-19. It could be for tracking anything. And I have no doubt that you can customize these headings right here. Total cases, new deaths. It could be tracking medal winners at the Olympics. Country, gold, bronze, silver. Not in that order. You get the idea. Doesn't have to be just for COVID. The countdown timer is a countdown timer. We've seen this in countless plugins. So we're just looking at different ways to display the same old countdown timer. And these look nice and clean. I prefer the ones like this that are closer together. The ones that stretch out across the entire section, which you don't need to do. For this example, it is stretched out across, but you could put it into a much more narrow column. For me, visually, having a narrow section numbers like this just works better for my brain. This makes me understand better that's the countdown. Some nice countdown designs. Dual buttons allow you to have buttons side by side. Nice and easy, which you can do with Elementor using intersections, but it's just easier and faster if you have a plugin that actually just executes this for you. I like this one how they're connected. That's not easy to do with Elementor. You can do it, but it's not easy. It's much easier to just have a plugin that can set that up for you. Buttons with icons, more buttons, and more buttons. And this one's pretty cool with the oars in the middle and the background. You see the hover effect shifting from one button to another. That's not something you can easily do on your own with Elementor. I like that effect. And the dual heading has multiple heading styles in one heading. So this is all one heading right here. I think if we inspect this, let's take a look. So it's all in the H1. It's in a span class inside the H1. So each side is in a span. If you don't know HTML, don't worry about it. But it's all in one H1. So this is all one heading. It's just two different ways to display the text in each heading. And that's pretty cool. Definitely stands out. And sometimes standing out is what you want headings to do. This one's got a nice gradient behind one side. It's a pretty neat feature. The filterable gallery is next, then Flipbox, then Google Map, then image comparison. Filterable gallery. This is something that's very important if you have lots of pictures. So if we are on the All tab here, we see all the pictures. Clicking on Art Direction, we'll see images tagged with Art Direction. Concept shows images tagged with concept. You can tag images with more than one thing. We see this one right here is in Art Direction as well, and concept. And this one's an illustration and concept. You get the idea. So you can filter through images, and we're basically just showing different designs for how you can display the actual filter buttons up here. I like this images with text on the bottom, kind of like information cards. The Flipbox widget, when you hover over these things, they flip. They are a box that flips, a flip box. Various styles for those. And this is, of course, an image, or sorry, a widget built into Elementor. I think Elementor Pro. I don't think Elementor Free has a flipbox. But either way, Elementor doesn't have a flipbox like this, where it's not really flipping. It's fading out the original and then fading in the new one in the back. It's a pretty cool effect. This is a 3D flipbox. The icon shifts as well as the background at different speeds, so it looks like it's 3D. Various styles for these things. Lots of different styles. 3D with a gradient background. Oh, it flips on the corners. I like that. That's pretty cool. I like just going really fast. If you have lots of these in a page and you go really fast, it can get pretty crazy. Google Map. We have a basic Google Map. We all know and love the basic Google Map. Then we have different themes that you can choose. And these themes will make the map appear differently. And one of these themes might work better with your site design than the original, which looks like this. Map with zoom control. When I hover my mouse over, it's going to zoom. I'm scrolling right now. So I scroll down the page and I come to the map and my scroller's on there, or my mouse, my cursor, and it starts zooming instead of scrolling, which could be annoying for people. I'm not quite sure. I prefer the ones where it says hold shift. You try to scroll or zoom and it says hold shift to use the map. That way you don't get stuck on the map when you're scrolling down a page. Image comparison widgets. We know and love these. You don't see them vertical very often. Those are giant horns. And this one is interesting. It's before and after buttons. What is wiping away the original image, I guess? That one's interesting. Next, we're going to use the image magnifier, logo box, logo carousel, and the heading. See how those look. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like an Amazon product image magnifier. Here's another one. You can set the magnification depth because this one doesn't magnify at all. It just has the background a little bit of a darker color. When you hover over this, it goes a little bit lighter, I think it looks like. It's very subtle. And this little circle also has a box shadow, so you can kind of highlight things, but you're not actually zooming. There's a square on this one, also not zooming, but you can make it zoom if you want to. You can also change the size of the square. It doesn't have to be that big. It's quite large compared to the rest of the image, but it doesn't have to be that big. You can choose how big it is. The logo box has logo boxes. Different designs, different styles for these. These are very important for service companies. Logo carousel, iteration on the logo box, just adds carousel functionality. Different pagination types. Pretty straightforward, but also pretty useful if you have lots of logos. Heading gives you heading options. This one right here is pretty cool, where you get the parallax background. The heading on a heading. I like that one. That's a cool effect. So this one just looks like a regular old heading. Not quite sure why that's on there. I guess it's different font or something. Here's one with the gradient. That's why that one's there. Style 7, image background. So I guess the point is you have a heading on the left, heading on the right, and this one has a background, I guess. Not quite sure. This one follows you down. That one's pretty cool with that scribble. That scribble could just be gibberish, but it just looks different. You know, it just stands out. Those are our heading widgets, or the heading widget. And we have new sticker, pricing menu, pricing table, progress bar. This is all in the free version of the plugin, which you can get right over here in the WordPress repository, or inside of WordPress, you search for it. That's even easier, install it from there. But this is where it exists in the repository. The news ticker is just what it says. It's a news ticker. You can hover over it to pause. You can press the pause button. You can press the play button to play it. You can press the arrows to go forward and back on the news stories, just like any old news ticker. You also have one on this page down at the bottom that sticks to the bottom of the page if you want. This one's without a button. It scrolls on its own time. If we wait, this will change. Let's press play up here. Because the JavaScript's on the same page, it might be affecting this one. And that's not changing for us. So let's scroll down. There, that one just changed to the same thing. So it's changing, but it's still the same piece of news. This one we see much more clearly that it's changing because it scrolls up or moves up as it changes. So there's different styles for colors and gradients and things and buttons on your news stickers. Pricing menu gives you a menu. These are pretty hard to build with Elementor on its own, but with plugins like this, it's super easy. And it looks very nice. If this was a restaurant menu, I'd say that's a good looking restaurant menu. I might not like the food choices, but I do like the appearance. It looks great. This one as well. This one looks like a very high-priced restaurant, even though it doesn't take high prices to build these things. I prefer images a little clearer, but that's up to you. You can put images as clear as you need in here. Just that these ones here are a little pixelated. And here's a menu without images, and here's another one with order now. Maybe you can order online. That wouldn't be part of this widget, the ordering online capability, but you could link to another widget or a checkout or some kind of app you're using to have online orders. Another nice looking menu there. Another one. Nice basic clean menu. Pricing tables look like so. Usually they have feature comparisons, as you see here. And they all basically have the same appearance. Pricing tables, there isn't much new under the sun in pricing tables. These ones, as you can see, don't really differ very much. They do have nice designs. This one's quite nice with the gradients in the back and the colors. But they are essentially the same. They don't vary that much. Just some design differences and some hover effects. Even the hover effects are kind of all the same in this case. This one's different, just add the shadow instead of having it pop up, but that's just a setting inside the widget. Progress bar. We know and love the progress bars. Just variations on the theme. I do like these half circles. It's something different. I like the light colors in the black background. It nicely stands out. That's our progress bars. Then we have tabs, team member, testimonial, and tooltip. A lot of T's. Tabs are similar to accordions, which we saw earlier, only they are tabs instead of accordions. Instead of having things open and close like an accordion, tabs just switch when you click on the tab. And we have various styles for that. And so these are pretty straightforward. I do like it when the pictures are included in the tab. But it really depends on what you have on your site, if whether or not you could do that. This one looks quite nice. Looks very professional, this layout design. And this one's more fun. Gradient colors, little arrow. Bunch of different designs for your tabs. Team members area. Animated mask, which is this glob that changes shape that I like a lot. I think that's super cool. It's a good looking card. This looks like almost like a LinkedIn type. Doesn't look like LinkedIn, but it looks like a professional site kind of card layout. Another animated mask. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan of those. It's just so fun. I can't describe it. It just looks so much fun. Having these little globs move around. And I've seen it many times in other plugins. Don't get me wrong. It's not the first time I've seen it, but it's the first time I've seen it in the applications I've seen here. I've always seen it as a glob in the background of a section, like a background image, never as a section around existing images or around icons like we saw at the start of the video. This one looks super pro, this layout style. This one's not bad. This one's interesting and unique, that layout. But again, you can create whatever you want, right? You have the widget, which will have a few presets that you can choose, but then you can customize it to whatever your needs are, whatever fits with your site, whatever you can dream up, you can create. Those all look very nice. Testimonial widget, very important to have testimonials. It's very important they look good. These ones could also benefit from having the animated mask overlay, the glob that moves. I'd put that glob everywhere, which might be too much. It's best to have it in 1 or 2 spots, have it be more subtle. I like the ones with pictures the best, but if you don't have pictures, these ones work just fine. And a bunch of different designs, as you can tell. There's lots of examples of what you can do. I like this one. Similar to that other one, which was the info box, I think, where the button was over top of the bottom border. Here the image is over top of the bottom border, and I like that. It just looks different. It's like a style interrupt, I guess. Here the image is contained within the border, and that looks like something I've seen 1,000 times. This looks like something I've only seen 5 times. I just like it because it's different. And the Tooltip widget, these are becoming more and more popular. This one has a tooltip pop-up above the image. I didn't even notice that was there at first. This one's very clear when you hover over a headphone. Different sides the tooltip can go on, different background colors, even gradient. Is that a gradient? I don't think that's a gradient, but you probably can't have a gradient for the colors. Showing different sides again, or top and bottom anyway. Top and bottom. Tooltips are pretty handy to have. 3,000 font icons and list group. 3,000 plus font icons. I guess if you want to see these in action, you watch this video here by Exclusive Addons. There's 254 plus feather icons, 2,271 plus remix icons, and 600 plus teeny icons. So let's see what those are. Feather icons look like this. Kind of outlines of images. Remix icons are combination of feather icons and filled in icons. Not quite sure. They just look like more icons to me, to be honest. Teeny icons also look like more icons that I guess maybe teenagers like to use. I'm not sure. I'm sure they'd love this one. Teenagers are probably all over the WordPress icon. They might be all over the AirPods and this one and the alien. These look a lot like the feather icons we saw a moment ago. Either way, there's lots of icons to choose from, and having icons makes your site a little more visually appealing. So those are great to have. The list group, these are used to replace bullet points with cooler styles, like this little arrow right here for each bullet, or a checkbox and have them outlined in their own box. Again, this image is not part of the widget. You have to put the widget in the left-hand column and then put an image in the right-hand column to get this kind of effect. And I'm sure the icons you can choose here are quite varied. Maybe even the 3,000 plus icons we just saw a moment ago, you could choose all of those to go into here, I'm not sure. But you can definitely choose more than just this checkbox and this arrow. So those are the free widgets inside the general widget section. And I'm going to make another video for the pro versions of all of these. So there'll be 2 separate videos. One will be for the free version, one will be for the pro version. So let's scroll down and look for more free stuff. Dynamic post widgets. We have 3 free: post grid, post timeline, Facebook feed. The post grid has a grid of posts, as the name implies. And it's basically just information cards. And you can show and hide whatever you want here. You can not have the author or do have the author. Have the date or not. Have the metadata here or not. Just like you have with the post widget inside Elementor. But I assume there's a little more customization ability, like this negative margin overlay you have here. This would be much more effective if there's no words on the image behind, I would say. But it still looks pretty good. This would also be more effective if you have different images on the sides. This style, same thing, it would be better with different images. And these would be the featured images from the post itself. So it'd be good to have images that kind of fit the post widget, if you know what I mean. Then we have the post timeline, which shows the timeline of posts. So this post was published on this date, this one on this date. You get the idea. And then we have the Facebook feed, which shows Facebook posts. So right in these cards, you have number of likes, shares, and comments pulled in from Facebook. When I hover over this, it has a Facebook link on the bottom. If I click on it, it goes to the Facebook post. So that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that before in a layout like this, because it looks like a blog post layout, but it's a Facebook feed layout. So that's pretty cool. And different styles. This is a pretty cool style to just have in the middle of your blog post. It doesn't really stand out too much, but also adds more data you don't normally see in a blog post. And different styles to choose from. This one looks much more like a regular Facebook post with the text on top, image below. This one's a wide version of that. I think that's pretty cool. All in all, I prefer Style 2 and Style 1. Those are pretty slick. And next, for the free version, we have the Form widget right here. Contact Form 7 widgets to improve the style of Contact Form 7, which doesn't look very nice out of the box, believe you me, but these ones look much nicer. So you'd like to create Contact Form 7, you choose the form inside the widget, then you can choose how things appear, and they look quite nice. This one's pretty cool. But again, the image is on the right-hand column, the form's on the left, and the buttons down at the bottom. WooCommerce widgets, those are all pro. Header and footer widgets, all pro. Exclusive features, Post Duplicator. There are other plugins to help you duplicate posts, so it's not super exclusive, but it's not often inside of a plugin like this one for Elementor. So with this, you can duplicate your template, posts, pages, and products with ease, which is super handy. I've used post duplication plugins a lot over the years. So that is the free version of this plugin. You can get it inside of WordPress. Just search for it in your plugin repository. This is the page for it right here. I will link to this in the description down below. And I'll also link to the second video, which is the pro version of all these widgets. Which one's going to publish first, I don't know, but they will link to each other, so you'll be able to see both those videos. And if you just want to hop right in and get the pro version, on the pricing page, we can see here that the 1-year site license is $29, and you get 83 plus widgets instead of 37, I believe, widgets and extensions. Plus you get 700 plus extension blocks. And the price differences are just the number of sites you want to install this on. You can install it on one for $29 a year. You can install it on unlimited for $300. So if you want to know more information about this plugin and want to check out those widgets we saw manually on your own, click the link down below. It'll take you here. You can click through to each of these, both the free and the pro, and see if it's something that'll work on your sites or for your clients. Next up, check out this video right up here, which is for the pro version of Exclusive Addons for Elementor. Combining it with the free version gives you over 83 widgets and extensions and other features. So check out that video. And if you want to speed up your Elementor sites, check out this video right down here. Because you want to make sure your sites are as fast as possible, check out that video. If you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn Allpass in WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.